Star Trek Online has released its latest season content update called Unraveled. This is Star Trek Online Unraveled. Welcome everybody. In this video, I am going to go through and show you what is new in the new season update for Star Trek Online Unraveled. I have already covered all of the detailed information in a news video that I did. You may check that out on my channel. I'll put a card in the video. So if you want to get a more detailed look at what is being released this season, check out that video. But the goal of this video today is to simply look at where all the new things are. And let's take a look at it. So the first thing that we will do is we will open the little helper menu and look at what's new in Unraveled. Star Trek Online's latest update, Unraveled, is now available. After the epic conclusion of the Terran Gambit, it's time to go back to exploring. But how long will this last until you unravel a mystery which leads to a new big adventure? For more information, you can go to the Stow Arc News and also read up on this. So there is a new episode called Wish Upon a Star. It's a new story. Assist Admiral Kumarake on a scientific operation to reignite the Nakul Sun. There is a new task force operation called Leviathan. It's a 5-captain space TFO simulation of the battle over the surface of the Other to learn the tactics of the Terran Empire and this entity in case of another incursion. And there is the Looming Threats event, which culminates all of this. In the event system, play a variety of Tholian and new Unraveled content over the 30-day event to claim a brand new 3-piece Crystal Harmonics space set. A 4th piece of the set will be rewarded upon completion of the episode Wish Upon a Star. For more details, visit the following blog and so forth. 2 brand new patrols: Jupiter Gauntlet, simulation training defending Jupiter Station; Bringers of War, simulation training defending Mars. These patrols also come with a brand new hard mode version that has an alternate set of enemies to face. For more details, you can follow that blog as well. All of these things can be read here in the game, and you can follow these links to read more about them if you are interested. Okay, let's take a look at one of the first new things that has been released, and that is the new mission. So if we hail our mission log and go to More, look at all of our missions, we see that we have a new thing under Terran Gambit. So Terran Gambit was the last mission story arc. That ended with the Fujihara effect. That was the last mission. We fought V'ger and Mirror V'ger. Well, we now have a new one called Kings and Queens, it seems like. Kings and Queens. Interesting title for that story arc. I wonder what that's going to mean. Very interesting title. But as we can see, the first mission here is called Wish Upon a Star. Assist Kumarake of the Lukari on a scientific operation to rejuvenate the Nakul Star. This is where that whole story begins. And we also know it's going to deal with Tholians and a multi-dimensional time travel storyline. You read that from the news page already, so we know it's going to deal with repercussions from multi-dimensional travel lately. And the Tholians don't like the fact that we've been doing that a lot. And that's what this story is going to play out. But it looks like there is room here for more stories to be added to this story arc. So this is the beginning of a brand new arc of missions, just like when we had Terran Gambit, and it introduced a whole series of missions. So I'm looking forward to see where they carry this storyline. Let's take a quick look at the hail on this, because I want to see what the rewards will be.
The Lukari have been working on a project in the Nakul system. The initial efforts have been quite promising. They're about to move to the next phase. If successful, the damage to the star and that system will be repaired. Admiral Kumarake has requested our assistance, and I'd like you to provide it. She's sent specifications for a device called the Stellar Rejuvenator. Have your engineer install it on your ship before you disembark. You'll be using it as part of the Lukari efforts there. Report to Admiral Kumarake in the Nakul system when you're ready.
So that's how the mission will start out. You get daily event progress for the event, dilithium, and we have a universal console called a Tholian crystalline interlacer. And there's all the stats on it. Let's see. So it adds 22.5% Tetryon damage, and it's universal, so it'll fit in any slot. It does physical damage over time, hold, applies Tholian web to target, deals physical damage, ignores shields, and it is part of the Tholian crystal harmonics. So it is a Tholian web, basically. Okay, but it's doing some other things and adding more Tetryon damage. Interesting. I'll have to read up on that when I get it, and we will look at the more details info on it to see what it is. I'm not quite sure what the interlaced part of it means. Could be it doesn't look like it chains targets, so I'm not sure. But anyway, it increases Tetryon damage, so obviously this will fit best with a Tetryon energy weapon build, which is going to be basically a Tholian kind of a build anyway. So that's going to be the new mission, Wish Upon a Star. So that's one of the first things you can do to start off this event of Unraveled, is just play the new mission so that you are opened up to the new storyline. So that's the first thing. Second thing, let's look at the new TFO. Ooh, we got some event stuff going on here. This will be part of, interesting. So anyway, Leviathan is the new one. It's just called Leviathan. It is eligible for the Looming threats. Fight over the surface of V'ger to stop the Terran Empire from taking control. I'm not going to play this all right now, but I will play this all later. So this is the event version of this TFO, and it has no cooldown. So because it's an event version of right now, you can play and replay and replay and replay this with no cooldown. So if you need to grind things, get to grinding, because that's going to do it. Also, it looks like there's no levels on it. It is just simply a normal level. There's no advanced or elite version of it. So there you go. And it looks like they have some other event ones that have already been in the game, obviously, so that you can play them toward the event. If you didn't want to play that one, you could do Azure Nebula, it looks like, Days of Doom, and the Vault Ensnared. So all of those will go toward the event points. But Leviathan is the new one, so I imagine everyone will be wanting to play that and try that out. And of course I do too. So that's the other thing you can do here. Grind to your heart's content, the Leviathan. The next thing, let's look at the actual event itself. So this would be Looming Threats, the special event Looming Threats in Star Trek Online. Complete your daily requirement by completing one of the featured TFOs or missions and earn your way toward the grand prize for this event. After completing and claiming the grand prize, you can keep playing to earn a daily bonus reward or dilithium ore, which grows larger each day it is earned. Enigmatic vortices from connections to parallel universe and both the Tholian and the Nakul seem involved. So, toward this event, you can play, of course, Wish Upon a Star. That'll give you 2 points per day. You can play the new TFO Leviathan. That'll give you 2 points per day. You can play the TFO Azure Nebula, of course, Days of Doom, TFO Vault Ensnared, and all of those give you 2 points per day. However, the new patrols only give you 1 point per day. So you would have to play 2 patrols if you wanted to fulfill your 2 points per day. And you do get 2 per day. So right now I am 0 of 2. You get to fulfill 2 per day. I believe 20 hours is the standard cooldown time. You need 40 progress points to do it. So if you started today, and today is May 9th, if you started today, it would take you 20 days to grind it out. 20 days of playing. But if you just played the TFO once a day, that's all you'd have to do. You can also buy it out if you have Zen, and it will cost you 6,000 Zen. It's not loading the picture or whatever, but anyway, 6,000 Zen if you want to buy it out. Now, as you continue to play the event, it will reduce that number because it prorates it. The rewards for the event are Omnidirectional Interlacing Tetryon Beam Array, Tholian Enhanced EAC Shield, Tholian Nucleating Warp Core, Tholian or Singularity Core, and 30,000 dilithium. So let's look at all the reward info here. Completing the Looming Threats event to earn the Crystalline Harmonics set for every character on your account. This set includes a Tetryon Omni Beam, a high capacity shield, and a special Warp Core and Singularity Core, all designed to work together with Tholian technology. The first character on an account to unlock the reward will also receive 30,000 dilithium ore. So you're going to get 30,000 dilithium just for completing the entire thing. Additional characters on your account may return here and reclaim this equipment by selecting Reclaim Rewards. So if anybody's asking, can you reclaim these on another character? Yes, once you unlock it, you can claim it on any character. After completing the primary progress requirements, you can keep playing it and you get a growing amount of dilithium. And that will increase every time you play. Alright, or every day you play. So, the first thing you'll get, an omnidirectional interlacing Tetryon beam. Omnidirectional interlacing Tetryon beam offers a 360-degree firing arc in addition to being able to utilize the standard function. It shares an equip limit with other crafted weapons and omnidirectional beam, other omnidirectional beams. Beam arrays are common. They fire a series of average damage beams. Beam weapons are equally effective against starship shields and hull. Tetryon weapons have a chance to drain the target shields. So you also get the Tholian Enhanced EAC shield. Tholian Enhanced Emergency Ablative Crystalline Shield is a covariant shield array which has been enhanced with Tholian technology. It provides an emergency secondary shield when overall shield capacity is low. Covariant shield arrays provide the highest shield strength, but they suffer from the slowest rate of regeneration. They're useful for surviving a coordinated attack from multiple ships. Then you get a choice of either the Singularity Core or Warp Core based on your faction. The Tholian Nucleating Warp Core create a number of Tholian Warp Crystals when a foe is defeated. Additionally, it increases hull capacity based on your shield power. This Warp Core has been modified with Tholium crystallization technology that uses warp power to harden hulls and create Tholian Warp Crystals. Now, if you're wondering what the heck is a Tholian Warp Crystal, check out the news video that I did previously. It actually explained how that works, and it explains that if you have the full 4-piece set, those warp crystals will seek out the foe. They don't just sit there in space. They will seek out the foe, but only if you have the 4-piece set. If you use only part of the set, I don't believe it does that. So watch out for that. But there you go. That's basically what you're playing this event for, is a Tholian set. So if you have a Tholian-themed character with a lot of Tholian equipment on them already, maybe Nukara reputation, maybe you have a lot of Tholian web stuff on there, the sticky web thing, and others. This would be an excellent addition to that character. This would be like the stuff to put on it. Or if you have a Tetryon build, you got a real powerful Tetryon build, you got a good Tetryon build, you want to beef it up, here you go. This goes hand in hand with the Tetryon energy build. So that's what you want to aim for this set. But that's all, or most of the new stuff there. That's the event, Looming Threats. And the last thing is the patrols. If we go to patrols, there should be 2 new patrols. And what did they put them under? I do wonder. Did they put, where did they put, I mean, I guess I could find it under all patrols, but what are they called? Here they are right here. Bringers of War. That's one of them. What's the other one called? Jupiter Gauntlet, that's the other one. But what are they under? What did they, it's not under Delta Quadrant. They didn't make a, okay, they put them under Mirror Universe. That's where they put them. So there you go. If you click on Mirror Universe, you'll see them right at the top. If you click All Patrols, you kind of have to find them. But if you click Mirror Universe, the 2 are at the top. Now, what's interesting is they have a new hard mode for these, and that's never been done in a patrol before. So, because of that, they had to make 2 different versions that you launch. You either launch the normal version, or you launch the hard version. I wish it could have been more like the TFOs where you select normal, advanced, elite. I would have liked maybe a drop-down box where you just select that difficulty and then you play that mode. Because if they continue to make more of these hard mode patrols, this is really going to get cluttered up with multiples of these patrols, and it's going to look very messy in the future. I'm just looking out in the future, and it's going to be very messy and hard to navigate if they keep adding things like that, because you have duplicated patrols, and it's just going to be a whole lot more to scroll through, you know what I mean? So they need like a filter box or something. This is just your regular. See, that doesn't filter. That sets your actual difficulty, but that doesn't filter out what is shown here. They need either a filter or something different for that, just to navigate it better. I'm looking at that from a UI perspective. Also, I just thought of an interesting question. Could you play the game in elite difficulty mode and also then play the hard mode? I guess that would be extra hard mode. Wow. So you've got normal, advanced, elite. Those are the 3 different modes of the game you can play. And when you do advanced or elite, you take damage and you have to repair your damage. With normal, you don't take damage. Well, you take damage, but what I mean is you're not left with damage after the fight. Advanced and elite, you accumulate damage on your ship and you have to repair damage, right? So my question is, I guess you could play advanced or elite version of hard mode. That's like extra hard. I wonder who's up for that challenge. Is it me? Oh my gosh, I might have to try that just for the lulz. I am not joking. I may do that on the channel. Put it in elite mode. Play the hard mode. I mean, I'll get my butt kicked. And I better be sure know how to play it before I do that. So, yeah, I will start it in normal difficulty. But I think that's something I might try. Let me know in the comments if you would like to see that. Wow, that's a thought. All right, Bringers of War. Undertake simulation training exploring the defense of Mars against a randomly determined attack force. And then Jupiter Gauntlet. Undertake simulation training exploring the defense of Jupiter against a randomly determined attack force. So basically, it's missions we've already played. It's the patrol versions of them, but now you have a random attack force that'll attack you. Could be Tholians, could be Vodwar. I think in the hard mode it's like Vodwar and Tholians. And then in the normal modes it's more easier enemies. So the hard mode basically adds harder hitting and more tankier enemies, basically. So that's the hard mode. But I think for me, I'll start with the normal modes because I need to learn how to play the patrol first, right? Need to figure out how it's done so I can at least succeed in normal mode. And then I can try hard mode and see if I can succeed in hard mode. So that'll be the second layer, the second step. But then the third and ultimate step is to play in advanced or elite difficulty, also in hard mode. I want to do that. That could be challenging. Let me tell you, that could be challenging. Alright, so those are the new patrols. Again, you have to play 2 of them to get the progress per day, but hey, new patrols, and I like patrols. So that's some of the new stuff there. I am here in the Lobi store. Let's check out what's new. So, under ships and crew, no new ships in the Lobi store. Space gear. No new space gear that I see in the Lobi store. Ground gear. Ah, we have a new thing. The Magellan Staff, which I am interested in. This Magellan Staff weapon is used by the Lanarian Guard, who are dedicated to protecting the First Servant. It functions both as a ranged energy weapon and a melee staff. Its primary fire deals polaron damage similar to a rifle. Secondary fire deals large concussive blasts that deal damage and knocks back affected targets. Secondary also exploits exposed targets. In melee mode, the staff deals extra polaron damage and exposes targets. Each strike has a chance to knock down target. Defeating foes has a chance to disintegrate them. It is levelless up to 60, and once you get to 60, you can convert it and upgrade it. It is a rifle bolt, is how it works. It's a standard bolt attack. And it is polaron damage. And then it has an energy blast, staff strike. I'm not too fond of bolt weapons, even though I really love staff weapons in this game. I am not too fond of bolt weapons, but I would like to try it out anyway. So that's one of the new things that you can get. That actually might be all that's new for ground weapons. We do have some new uniforms to check out. Starfleet Armor Uniform 2259. 2259 Starfleet Armor has a distinctive structure and familiar feel. Hollow emitter on this box indicates it contains both the standard armor. Your costume is currently packed, blah, blah, blah. I wish they would show a preview down here of what it looks like, because it's very hard to see from the box what it looks like. You also get the Magellan Guard uniform. And again, I wish they would give you a preview of what it looks like, but I believe you can find it on the news webpage for Star Trek Online to see what that looks like. So a couple of new costume pieces there. And honestly, I think that's it. A little not much here, but I'm interested in the Magellan staff, and I would like to see what the Starfleet Armor uniform looks like. That could be interesting. But that's pretty much it in the Drozana Lobi store. Well, that's pretty much it. This is the Star Trek Online Unraveled season update. We have a new mission to play, a new TFO to play, 2 new patrols with a new hard mode option to try out. They earn progress toward a daily event. The daily event will get you a whole bunch of Tholian gear that will help with Tholian builds or anything you're doing with items like that, or if you have Tetryon, a Tetryon damage build, anything with Tetryon. I suppose science ships. I really have to be honest, Tetryon is not that powerful in the game. Not that great. Yes, it's good at taking down shields, and I suppose if you're a science character, Tetryon could be a big bonus to bringing down shields to take your ships down faster. I get that. But from a pure damage and just punchy kind of, output, Tetryon weapons are not the best in the game. I have a Tetryon build in this game. I have a Tholian character. I mean, she's not a Tholian, but she has everything Tholian on her. In fact, let me just give you a preview since we're sitting here. Okay, this is my character, Dawn. She is a science character in the game, and she is my attempt at making everything Tholian, or utilizing everything Tholian-based for a themed build. You will notice on her, for her ship, she is using a Tholian Ectomi, Tier 6X. Yes, I upgraded this to a Tier 6X. So this is, as good as it's going to get for the Tholian Ectomi, right? This is the Tier 6X ship. I have all the masteries unlocked. I have the traits unlocked. Everything is going. I have the complete Nukara reputation set. So that includes the Tholian thermionic torpedo. That includes hyper dual refracting Tetryon beams. That includes the refracting Tetryon beam array. Another refracting Tetryon beam array, kinetic cutting beam. Also, I got the Nukara web mines, launches the mines, and then will capture ships in a Tholian web. So I got that going on, and that's part of the Nukara appropriated munitions set, which is again all Tholian related stuff. And I have, everything on there for that. I've got the Nukara deflector. I've got the Nukara impulse engine and the Nukara crystalline resilient shield. And I've got all the Tholian consoles here. I've got the enhanced Tholian web generator, which is part of the Tholian Technologies set. Granted, I don't have the entire set of that because I don't have all the other ships to get the other stuff for that. I also need the Tholian Synergistic Technologies and Tholian Radiation Field. I don't have those pieces, but I do have this piece, Enhanced Tholian Web Generator, and then I've got the Console Universal Sticky Web, bam, Tholian thing. I've got the Nucara particle converter on here. Again, that's part of the Nucara appropriated munitions. So I have, excuse me, that wasn't the set. I have, what I'm missing is the Tholian Tetryon grid and Tholian web cannon, which would give you those set bonuses, synergistic technologies and radiation field. I'm missing the Tholian Tetryon grid and Tholian web cannon. But anyway, so yeah, for this one, I've got the, of course, hyper dual refracting beam bank, the web mines, and the Nucara particle converter here. So I have the complete Nucara appropriated set. So this is like a Tholian build, right? This is the character that I am going to put all the rewards on from this event. I'm going to try it out on this character. She's got all Tetryon. She's built for doing, you know, everything she can. But she's okay, but her damage output is really not great. It's passable, but it's not great. So, I don't know. She needs a lot more refinement for sure, no doubt about it. I've tried upgrading all my gear, as you can see, to Epic Mark 15. The only thing I'm missing are fleet tactical consoles. I can't get that at the moment because our fleet is not at Tier 3 of the Spire yet, so I cannot get the fleet version of tactical consoles. But in the future, I will. But even still, they're still Mark 15 Tetryon. I mean, they're still out, you know, they're still buffing the Tetryon damage as much as I can here. Yeah, the traits, I've tried to, you know, I've got all these traits added. I probably could unlock the final one. I guess I need to do that. That takes a lot of resources to unlock that final trait slot, though, on all of these. So there's some more things I can do. I really need to reskill her also, because when I skilled this character, it was not for a Tholian build originally. It was for something totally different. So I've changed the character, but I probably need to reskill her. But anyway, I guess just overall, these refracting Tetryon beams, it's really cool how it changed the Tetryon and all of that, and it's really good at taking down shields. I mean, yeah, great, I can do that. But this Tholian torpedo doesn't do as much damage as you think it would, and yeah, just overall the Tetryon beams don't do. So I kind of have a little bit of a down spot for Tetryon weapons in the game, but I'll try it out anyway with this new mission and this new event and everything. I will give it a shot and we'll see what happens. But that's kind of my goal, and we'll see where that goes. That'll be an evolving process over time. I just wanted to share a little bit of insight on what I will be working with as I play the new mission and I play the event and I get these rewards. This is the character I will put them on. This is the character I'll be using, so I'll be working on her more and trying to build that up and seeing what they do for this character compared to what I have now and that sort of thing. So if you want to see that on this channel, subscribe. I will have info on that and updates as I continue to get and play this new season content update. But there you go. That is Star Trek Online Unraveled. Have fun. Let me know what you think of these new things to do, this new content in the game. Thank you all for watching, and if you like what you see here, consider subscribing, and I will see you in the next one.